Hi and welcome to module 6.3 online promotion secrets, how to supercharge your content promotion. Now this is where a lot of business owners completely drop the ball after they spent countless hours producing content to promote their brand and also build brand awareness. And it's a sad thing that a lot of people invest so much time and energy into making videos, blog posts, podcasts, but they just don't get the type of response that they want simply because they're not spending enough time on actually promoting their content and putting the content in the right places where they can actually get some positive results. So in this module, you're going to discover how to get more people to interact with your content, how paid advertising can dramatically increase the visibility of your content, and also how to get other people to push your content on their platforms. Now, great content doesn't promote itself. Many people spend hours producing content, but they don't spend enough time promoting it. You need to be consistently promoting your content to get noticed. And when it comes to getting a consistent flow of traffic to your content, you have to make a choice, right? You're going to either invest your time or you're going to invest your money. Now, it does take a little work, but it's definitely worth it. Now, the alternative is like performing to an empty stadium. And where's the joy in that? Now, that's why it's important to learn the strategies of both free and paid traffic, all of which you'll discover inside Cakebox Academy, so you can start building the audiences you need to support your brand and business. Now, let's look at how to get more eyeballs on your content. A few practical things you can do. So, aim to share each individual piece of content consistently and share it multiple times. So you've got to, if you produce a piece of content, you've got to try and make sure that you're in the mindset of understanding that not everybody is going to see your content the first time. So don't think that people are going to get annoyed because you're sharing it on Facebook multiple times. The fact of the matter is the newsfeed moves so quickly that sometimes people don't actually see it. So you've got to try and promote it multiple times, and more people will actually see your content. There's more chance of it being picked up. Now, the frequency doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter if you do content every day or every week or if it's just once a month, as long as you're consistent. But you've got to change the way you introduce it so you don't annoy people. Now, what I mean by that is, let's say, for example, you post a link to a piece of content that's on your blog. What happens is when you share a link, it will generate a featured image, which will give people an idea of what your article is about. Okay, so basically you want to change that image every now and again so that people don't ignore it. Because if you keep seeing the same image over and over again, basically your brain's going to just automatically ignore it. But if you keep it dynamic, then there's more chance of it being, responded to. Another way of getting more eyeballs on your content is to make sure you have a catchy title or headline. Without a headline, you're not going to get very much traction. Your headline will determine if anyone even opens the link whenever you've shared your content. So you can refer back to the copywriting modules, which will give you a few tips on how to generate headlines that arouse specific emotions, or headlines that really grab people's attention. And there's also a free tool that you can use. It's called the Blog Headline Analyzer, and that's from CoSchedule, a company called CoScheduler. And there'll be a link in this video. You should be able to see it. So all you need to do for the blog post headline analyzer is go to coschedule.com/headline-analyzer. And what that tool will do is actually help you craft your headlines and give you a score, or to let you know how good your headline actually is. So moving on to images, we're going to talk a bit more in detail about images. You've got to use eye-catching images to accompany your content, and that's especially true for things like thumbnails and featured images on your blogs. And if you are on YouTube, the videos with the best thumbnails are known to get the most views. And finally, give your content away for free in the form of a free downloadable ebook. That's a really good way of getting your content out there. Everybody loves something for free, so if you can put your content in a free ebook or PDF or checklist or something like that, people will always respond well to that. So let's talk about getting the right images for your content. Now, the right image will attract more people to your content. That's a fact. That's true from everything from blogs to social media updates, and as I mentioned before, your YouTube thumbnails. Now, you can get some free images from places like pexels.com or pixabay.com, just to name a few. But the paid resources are the more you've got a lot more choice on the paid resources, such as Deposit Photos and Shutterstock, and that's where I get a lot of my images from, to find royalty-free images that will help you tell your story better. So, just for example, like if you go on YouTube, on the right hand side where you can see related videos, what we're pointing at here are what you call thumbnail images. So the ones with the most captivating images tend to have the most views. So if you're publishing content for YouTube, be mindful of that and make sure you've got some good images to hand to use in your thumbnails. Another example on this is a blog thumbnail featured image. So the image that goes with the blog that you're writing has got to pull in attention. Again, you can always go to the resources page where you can get some stock photography and lots of different resources there for you to check out. So starting a conversation is also really important. That's a really important way to get more engagement, to get more people looking at your content. So give your content some context. So you got to give it context. It has to be relevant to the people reading it, and you can do that by starting a conversation around it. So once people in your audience see that other people are liking, commenting, and sharing your content, there's more chance of them joining in with the conversation. And the more engagement that your posts get on social media, the more it will show up in people's timelines. So here's a quick example of a manufacturer of mobile phone battery equipment. So this shows like a pyramid of human beings' most basic needs, and at the top, self-actualization, self-esteem, social needs, safety and security, psychological needs, Wi-Fi, and battery. That's quite funny, but it gets a lot of post engagement, and that's what you want to do. You want to start a conversation around your content. So you can see they're not selling anything. They're just asking, do you agree with this statement? Like here it says, simply, it just says agree. And then you've got 31 shares, 117 Facebook reactions, and you've got comments there. That's what it's all about. It's all about having fun and creating a conversation around what it is that you are offering. Another good way to get some more eyeballs onto your content is to automate your promotion. Now, you don't want to be glued to the computer promoting content. What you want to do is use as much leverage as you can. So you can automate the sharing of your content by pushing it to your email list. If you've already started building an email list with an autoresponder such as MailChimp or Aweber. We talk more about this in more detail in the email marketing module, but just so you know, a lot of people use these things such as MailChimp to send out promotional messages, but it's really powerful when you use that same platform. Let's say you've got an email list and you've got let's say you've got 500 subscribers on that list. Rather than just emailing your customers when you've got a promotion, why not send them a link to your content, a link to your podcast, a link to your latest video, and ask them what they think of it. You know, you can set these emails up where it sends your content out automatically. So you simply write the email, give it a little bit of context, say what it's about, ask them to check it out, give them a call to action, linking back to that piece of content, and upload it to your MailChimp or your Aweber. So in the back end, the follow-up sequence will be sending out your content. So while you're out there chilling on the beach, working on other stuff, serving your customers, on the back end, your MailChimp or your Aweber could be getting you lots of traffic, getting you more readers, getting you more views on your videos, and that sort of stuff, which is really, really powerful. Also, you can use paid ads to get more views to your content. So if you're sharing on Facebook in particular, you can use the boost function or create a paid ad that shows people in your target audience your content. So you can get lots more exposure that way. So let's look at audiences. How people respond to your content will depend greatly on how well they know you. Now, depending on where they are in the know, like, and trust circle, you'll want to vary your approach and what you show to them. So, for example, a more cold audience, you'd show them more value-based content. So you wouldn't be so promotional or salesy. You want to give them free, valuable content that solves a problem, something that's more conversational, something that they can relate to and engage with. And then with the warm audience, so these are people that they're familiar with you. They may be your followers. These are people who generally comment on your content every now and again. So you'll know who they are, the people that keep liking, sharing, or commenting. Then with those sorts of people, you can be more promotional. And the way to do that is by using retargeting. So for example, someone who goes to your website for the first time in your cold audience. So if they've never heard of you, they're in your cold audience. If someone's just stumbled across your social media page for the first time, they're in your cold audience. Someone who's liked your page and comments on your page, they're in your warm audience. So with things like Facebook, you can actually create ads that target specific people. So for example, you can target people who have already liked your Facebook page, and you can exclude people who haven't liked your Facebook page. Or on Twitter, you can target people who already follow you. So then you can, send them ads, show them ads that are more promotional rather than more value-based content. So that way you're maximizing your chances of conversion. But we'll talk more about that in the retargeting part of things in a future module. So moving on, let's talk about influencer collaboration. So you don't always have to build your own audience from scratch. You can leverage other people's audiences to drive traffic back to your content and build your following with influencer collaborations. Now, these could be guest appearances on podcasts or YouTube channels, online webinars or hangouts, and blogs, for example. Just to give you a quick example of something I've personally done, I appeared on a design blog called flauntmydesign.com, and the reason why this is good is because it can really help in terms of establishing yourself as an authority. So like you can see in the headline here, it says Learn Andrew's Google AdWords takeaways. So that instantly gives me expert positioning. And if you look at we zoom in to the bottom of the page, the bottom of the article, you can see there are links to my content, and there are links to where people can find me online, which is great, and it drives a lot of traffic back from that blog to my website and social media. So that's just an example of how you can use other people's platforms and get other people to promote your content, because as he promotes his website, or if he promotes this particular article as a byproduct, I get a lot of traffic from that as well. And you can easily do the same. So all you've got to do is email a few people and ask if you can appear on their blogs. Or I mean, if you're sharing consistent content like I've been doing, that's what happens. People approach you. People will actually start to approach you and ask you for your expertise and for you to contribute to their content. So to review, great content doesn't promote itself. Always try to start a conversation around the content and make it relatable to people to give it more context. Use automation, use paid ads to accelerate views to your content. So for example, we talked about boosting posts on Facebook. Leverage other people's media and collaborate with guest posts, social media takeovers, and appearances on podcasts and video channels on other people's brands or their shows. And also, and blogs, of course, and also show appropriate content to the appropriate audiences. So we talked about showing the right type of content to cold audiences and the right type of content to warm audiences, for example. So with that being said, that's all I have for you in this module. You've successfully completed module 6.3, online promotion secrets, how to supercharge your content promotion. Hope you got lots out of this module, and I'll see you inside the next one. Take care and bye for now.